Welcome to Parent University. I'm Dr. Adam Malloy.
And I'm Irma Lancaster, and we're excited to bring you this holiday edition of Parent University.
Today we're going to provide you with information on various learning opportunities with some of our departments via Zoom.
Some of the topics include overall wellness, a parent institute for English language learners, as well as safety and security.
Now we know your time is valuable, so we're going to give you December and January off so that you can get registered for these sessions.
But don't worry, you'll still get credit for Parent University by taking the follow-up surveys, which we will have available on the Parent University page on our website.
For now, we have a great show planned with lots of information and even a fun holiday activity.
Yep, and our giveaway, all that and more on today's holiday edition of Parent University.
So our first guest today on Parent University is Lori Brooks, Director, School Counseling and Mental Health. Welcome, Lori.
Thank you for having me.
So we are here to talk about Wellness Wednesday. Lori, can you tell us a little bit about Wellness Wednesday?
I'd be happy to. Wellness Wednesday is an initiative that we started in the district when the State Board of Education in Florida passed some required instruction rules. And so Wellness Wednesday actually started as a student initiative. It's a one Wednesday every month where we engage in this required instruction. But the Wellness Wednesday for parents came about in 2020 when we really realized as we were educating children that parents had a lot of topics that they really wanted to engage in about how to talk with their children or how to help their children. And that was the inception of Wellness Wednesdays for parents.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing kind of pivot in the pandemic. How do parents get involved in when is it? How do they sign up? That sort of deal.
Well, one Wednesday per month, the students engage in Wellness Wednesdays instruction, and it's typically early in the month. And it's the same evening of the students' Wellness Wednesday instruction. We have the opportunity for parents at 7 p.m. To log on via Zoom in order to engage in the parent topic, because it doesn't always match the student topic, because parent needs are a little bit different for this type of education.
Now, what's an example of a topic that may be coming up that we can kind of get our parents excited about?
Well, on December 2nd, we are offering how to support your child through grief during the holidays. And with Wellness Wednesdays, we actually invite our guest presenters through our partnerships in the community. We're very excited to have Valerie's House presenting on this topic because they provide grief support groups to families that wish to engage in their services.
That's fantastic. Is there a particular overarching goal for Wellness Wednesday? I know you had kind of mentioned some of it, coming out of the state and then coming out of COVID, but what is, if you had to just put what is the goal of Wellness Wednesday for both kids and parents in a generic form?
So Wellness Wednesday is really about wellness overall. And our intent and our goal is to educate and inform so that students and parents understand how they can really engage in their wellness. It's not exactly a mitigation strategy. It's really, what is our wellness plan for each of us personally? What does that look like? And let's add some more skills into our wellness toolbox every Wednesday, once a month. And that's the goal for students and for our parents.
It's such a great project. You mentioned community groups getting involved, like Valerie's House. How involved is the community in this project?
So my team and I make a topical list based on some of the parental feedback we receive of, hey, I'd really like to know more about suicide prevention. That was our first topic, and it garnered over 1,000 registrants for that webinar. And then also reducing anxiety in your child. Heading into summer, we did a topic on building resiliency because students were going home for the summer, and that's a really good time that parents are interacting with their children. And we all have work to do in mental and emotional wellness. It's all of our work. It's not just the school, it's not just the parent, it's not just the students. So we engage our community collaborators that are experts on these topics that frequently are engaging in service provision on the clinical side to our students when they're at that point where the parent says, I really need my child to have some counseling. Our goal is to get out in front of that, use our guest presenters and their expertise so that parents are equipped with knowledge and they can actually support their child throughout their growing up years per se. And our goal is that many of them will not have a need for clinical services because we'll all be working on the wellness piece.
And so I have children that are in the schools. They will be able to participate once a month, right? And then me as a parent, I can sign up, I can register to also participate.
Yes, and so our students engage in this learning, and for parents that are interested in knowing more, under the Mental Health and Wellness portal on leeschools.net, there is a tile specific to this, and they can learn more about it. And then ahead of our Wellness Wednesdays, about a week prior to those dates, the district pushes that information out with the live registration link to that topic and that webinar for all parents and staff.
Now, this is actually your second time on Parent University, so welcome back, correct?
Thank you. I think it's my third.
Oh, you're third. We love you. So you're one of our favorite guests. Thank you so much for talking about Wellness Wednesday. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
We are here to support students and parents, and we would like to really do that with parents as partners, because parents send their most precious resource and their gifts to school with their kids every single day, and we want to honor and respect that. And this is part of us engaging them in their right and responsibility to be the guiding voice in their child's life. So I really appreciate the opportunity to share, and our goal is that we increase even beyond 1,000 participants on our next topic in December.
Yeah, sky's the limit. We go further together. Thank you so much for being here, Lori.
Thank you for having me.
A half a penny may not sound like much, but in the 3 years since Lee County voters approved the sales tax increase, we've raised more than $228 million. And that money's having a major impact on our schools, staff, students, and the entire community. During this school year, we've budgeted more than $40 million on maintaining our facilities.
I think the learning environment is important for the students, and it's important to show the students that they have a nice, welcoming place to come and learn.
It means schools like Lehigh and Cape Coral High will get brand new doors. Others will be re-roofed.
They get a lot of wear and tear. We have Irma come through and did a number on our roof.
Some schools are upgrading their windows, blinds, rain gutters, lighting, intercoms, bathrooms, and cabinets.
It'll be great to have all this, know that our kids are in an environment where they're safe, they're healthy, they can feel comfortable in the classrooms.
North Fort Myers Academy for the Arts is one of 5 schools getting new flooring.
It'll be good all the way around, and we won't have to worry about them falling in the hallways if the tile is coming up.
More than a dozen schools are getting their athletic courts and courtyards repaved.
There was a safety concern with some of the roots from the trees kind of bringing the bricks up and stuff, and people were tripping over those. So we are very excited to get that done.
We're modernizing elevators and adding new walkway covers for student pickup.
Which has made it safer for our students. They don't get wet.
We're improving infrastructure by upgrading emergency generators, electrical switchgear, and chillers.
When you have a bunch of new buildings going on built throughout the district, you got to keep these older buildings up and running just alongside those.
We're spending nearly $38 million on refreshing school technology with things like interactive Promethean boards and Chromebooks for every student. $12.5 million will go towards making schools safer.
The money's being well spent. The money's replacing things and fixing things that needed to be fixed.
To learn more about our upcoming projects and to see a full breakdown of where the money has gone, visit the sales tax dashboard on leeschools.net.
Welcome back. I'm Rob Spicker, Assistant Director in the Communications Department. And now we're going to talk about a new effort in the school district where we're giving parents the opportunity to learn about the violence prevention programs that are used in our schools. We have a series of presentations about behavioral threat assessments and managements that are going to be available over the next couple of months. And Threat Assessment Coordinator Rick Parfit is here to give us all the details on these seminars. So Rick, first let's just talk about in general what is going to be covered in these threat assessment seminars.
Well, it's an overview of the whole process of threat assessment. So we talk about the threat assessment process itself, the model that we use. We talk a little bit about the CSTAG system, or the Comprehensive School Threat Assessment Guidelines that we use. But we try to get into areas that parents would be interested in: warning signs, risk behaviors, triggers, what we call triggers, or and also mitigators, things that we can do to look for risky behavior, and things that we can look at to mitigate a potential threat.
So threat assessment, in a sense, kind of carries this scary connotation. So define threat assessment. What is it? What's it do? What's the process? And what's it mean for the students that are involved?
It does, and I think that may concern folks when they hear that, when they hear the word threat assessment, that all the behaviors that we deal with are threats, and they're not. Many of them are what we consider concerning behaviors, things that a student may be doing, or it could be a threat. It could be a typical threat that we see in our schools and have seen for years and years. Kids are going to make threats, and what we look for in a threat assessment is not so much that a kid is making a threat, but who poses a threat. Which of these students may pose a threat to us?
And that's the important distinction when you have this assessment. So who gets together on an assessment team, and what does the decision mean at the end, whether they pose a threat or not?
Right, and by statute, every school in Florida must have a threat assessment team, and the statute further defines that who comprises at a minimum. So we have to have someone with a mental health background, someone with an administrative background, and a law enforcement background. So those are minimum folks that are on a team. Most of our teams have many more folks in that, maybe 8 people, 10 people. We include all of our what we consider our mental health folks, so our school psychologists, our social workers, our school counselors. Some teams include school nurses. And the multidisciplinary approach to that is what we're looking for. So if a team is meeting on an individual, a student, a behavior, every one of those folks can offer something that may be important in determining whether or not this individual does pose a threat. And that's where then the team comes up with the classification as to what type of a threat that it is.
So the assessment is the beginning of a process. There's a potential for a lot of follow-up.
Yes.
And what will happen should the threat actually be determined to be a threat, that student may pose a threat?
Well, the threat assessment team does not make recommendations necessarily to any course of action. I mean, there could be disciplinary actions internal through the school district or the school itself. There could be actions from law enforcement. There could be an arrest, or there could be referrals for mental health or other types of counseling. So those are things that the team would also look at.
So the presentations that you're doing over the next few months, what's your goal? What do you want parents to learn and walk away with?
Well, the biggest challenge that we've had in the threat assessment world is that most folks don't understand what is concerning behavior and how did they report it? Who did they report it to? When we're dealing with parents and children, obviously, parents don't want to get their kids in trouble. They sometimes may overlook, minimize, normalize that behavior, and we just want them to be aware that these are warning signs, things that they should be looking for.
So you give them those clues, those indicators of what may be that troubling behavior.
Yes.
All right. With one to come at the end of November, and then one each in January, February, March, and April. How do parents get involved to follow along and join one of these seminars?
Well, of course, the school district website has the links available for the sign up for those dates. They're all by Zoom, so they're all virtual programs. And it allows these individuals to, log on through their home or a personal device or whatever, so they can do it from anywhere actually to do that.
And is the presentation saved anywhere, or do you have to join the live?
We don't record them. We haven't recorded the session that we did yesterday, and I don't intend to. No, they're all of the sessions that are coming up will be the same thing. That have been presented so far.
So you just need to join one.
Yes.
LeeSchools.net, get all that information to sign up.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Rick, that assessment coordinator for the district. We appreciate the information so that our parents can get involved and learn more about the process. We'll be right back.
Long before the sun rises, Lee County school bus drivers are hard at work.
It's nice seeing different places. It's nice going different places. It's nice being on the road this early in the morning. It's so peaceful. Good morning.
Deoshane Walker starts his day picking up students on Sanibel Island before heading back over the bridge to drop them off at Fort Myers High School.
It is a long day, but I don't mind. When you're having fun, you don't count.
Walker is one of the more than 650 drivers employed by our district, a responsibility that he doesn't take lightly.
You may be that positive role model that they have. You may be that person that, believe it or not, they want to be like.
By the time the sun comes up, he's working on his normal bus route at Tanglewood Elementary School.
He's just a lot of fun and nice. Like, I wish I could just have him for like all my life as a bus driver, but I can't.
On any given day, the district is down 60 bus drivers. On top of that, we still have 100 positions we need to fill. But the show must go on, and that's where cover drivers like Walker come into play.
I go where I'm needed. So that's why I'm your bus driver today. With that being said, it's my pleasure to be your bus driver.
Today, Bonita Springs Middle was shorthanded, so that was his final stop of the morning.
What house are you in from Harry Potter?
So I have to say Slytherin. Yeah, just because of Professor Snape.
I've got you down for.
It's always fun chatting with the kids. It's always fun coming to work. That's why I still like what I do, because it's fun for me.
After a 2-hour nap and lunch break, Walker returns to his bus to take kids home for the day, starting with Tanglewood Elementary.
The kids are rowdier. It's kind of like they're alive. They're alive!
After his normal route, next he heads to pick up 2 busloads of students at Villas Elementary.
It all depends on how the day goes. Nobody can guarantee what the day is going to be like. All you just got to do is just be there ready to roll with whatever comes your way.
Our drivers average about 50 miles a day.
Guys, no throwing paper. Cut it out. You got to be their parents. You got to be their counselor. Have to be their friend.
Despite the long and draining day, Walker loves what he does and comes to work every day with a smile on his face.
Life is too short not to have fun. Life is too short to be miserable.
He checks to make sure he doesn't need to cover any other routes, then cleans the bus, returns to the depot, fills up the gas tank, and calls it a night. In Lee County, Devin Turk, Lee Schools TV.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us here at Parent University. Now, our last learning opportunity via Zoom that we're going to present to you will be from the English for Speakers of Other Languages program. And to tell us about that, we have Dr. Evelyn Rivera, the director of that program.
Thank you for having me today. I'm so glad to share with you that we have, we offer once a quarter. We call ELL's Parent Institute.
ELL. So explain to us what ELL stands
ELL
for.
stands for English Language Learners, refers to the student, where ESOL is the program, English for Speakers of Other Languages.
Okay, so this Parent Institute.
Yeah, Parent Institute. This is a way that we reach out to the parents to make sure that they understand the educational system, they understand our schools, they understand the requirements for graduation, and we are there to enable to answer any questions they may have about anything in particular to the students' education.
So similar to Parent University, but this is more interactive. So if there's questions on specific topics, they can interact with you.
Yes, we actually bring a guest speaker that present issues and topics that are of interest to the parents. For example, what are the requirements for graduation? Many parents might not know that they need to have certain number of credits and also pass some tests as of this year in order for students to graduate from high school, get their standard high school diploma. Also, other topics about social media, how social media can enhance education, and also some kind of watch force when they are at home.
Have you already begun this program?
Yes, we offered the first session on October 21st. Okay. It was via Zoom. We offer one session in Spanish and one session in English. Great. The English is from 5 to 6 and the Spanish is from 6 to 7.
Okay, what are some of the topics you already covered?
We cover pathways to graduation. We also cover social media dangers of TikTok.
That's very trendy right now.
Very trendy, and parents need to be in the loop. Also, adult education programs. This is for parents who might need, for example, to finish high school.
Correct.
They might need to also enroll in any program to enhance their skills and be able to get a better job and get a better pay. And also language learning tips. What can they do at home to help the students, experience academic success and be partners in education, and also be there engaged.
So how do you decide on the topics? Is it feedback from families? Is it just kind of what you're seeing is happening at the district that's important for families?
Actually, both. We have communication with parents. Our ESOL specialists go to the schools and they meet with parents and they listen to the needs, and sometimes they ask questions to their ESOL specialists and they bring information to us, and then we decide on which topics really could be very impactful for the parents.
And English and Spanish, so you see a big need to have these in these two languages.
It is important because many of our ELS are from Spanish-speaking families. Yes, we do.
Now for the January, you said is the next one?
Yes, would be on January 27th.
Do you have topics already, or are you still developing them?
We're developing the topics. One of them would be also to introduce our parents to our different supplementary programs that we have, like supplementals such as Imagine Learning, Imagine Math, Rosetta Stone, and also answer questions that they may have on how they can enhance the students' skills by allowing them and encouraging them to use these programs at home.
That's great. So how can parents participate? I'm sure that there's a lot of parents that want to have this opportunity, especially we do have Spanish-speaking parents that watch this program with captions, because we're only able to offer it in English at this time. So I'm sure they're watching and excited that they would have this opportunity in Spanish. So how can they participate?
We send a flyer home with the students, and also the district also puts everything on speech jar. Yes. And also we send also messages, and we have the ESOL contacts at each school that reminds the parents during the parent meeting that this is coming up, so they make sure that they know that this is coming up.
And will we be maybe adding it to the website as we're going, maybe as you develop the topics?
Absolutely, and we have recordings for the previous, so we're going to make sure that they are available for everybody to watch.
Yeah, similar to us. We like to keep our recordings up too. In case you missed it, we want you to still be able to participate.
Sure, thank you.
Dr. Rivera, is there anything else that you'd like to share that I didn't ask you?
Thank you for this opportunity, and also make sure that the parents know that we are here to support them, that they're not alone. We have the same goal. We share something in common, that is that we both want the best for the kids and want for them to be successful. And we have many tools that we can share at home. There's many things that they do routinely, and they can use those activities to enhance their student skills in math, in reading. And if they have any questions, there's always people in the schools and at the district level that can support them. And the language barrier many times is not a problem, because we have people that are bilingual in most of our schools.
Well, we're so glad you and your team and all these staff members are out at our schools to help our families.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Rivera, for being here. Now we are approaching the holiday season, so after this we are going to have a fun holiday activity for the entire family. But first, a holiday message from our superintendent.
Welcome, parents and families, to a special holiday edition of Parent University. With the winter holidays now on the horizon, I would like to take a moment to send a special message to all Parent University participants about my favorite holiday, Thanksgiving. By definition, this holiday asks us to focus on setting aside time to give thanks for one's blessings. During this season of gratitude, I would like to take a moment to recognize how thankful I am for your participation in Parent University. I'm grateful for your engagement and appreciate the time you have given to learn more about the school district programs. While I have seen firsthand the tremendous challenges we have faced this year, I've also experienced the very best of what our school district can do in partnership with our families. This best is how we will reach our mission of being a world-class school district. I hope that you and your loved ones have a restful holiday and an enjoyable holiday break.
Welcome back to Parent University. Now, as we told you earlier, we love to have activities for our families, so this is a special holiday activity. And I'm gonna have to confess, Adam, that I did see some of this on TikTok.
Oh, of course. Like, TikTok gives us a lot of things, including these great, some healthy, and then some just really enjoyable.
Yeah, because you wanna be healthy during the holiday, but everybody has a little too much sugar during the holidays. So the reason we picked something, we thought picking something off of something like TikTok would be a good idea. As we told you in the past, sometimes we like to do activities that we want to make sure that families can do together. So we're not in any way professionals at making these types of snacks. We're just trying recipes that we found.
It's almost guaranteed that whatever you're going to make at home with your kids is going to be better than whatever I make on my side of the table over here.
Well, let's hope they're all great. Okay, so this is the little first thing that we're going to make. And so can you guess what this is?
I was going to say that it is some sort of snowman.
No, I've never seen a green snowman before.
Oh, but you know, like with all maybe the colors of the season, snowman.
Well, I guess it could be a Florida snowman,
Yeah,
considering
there we go.
that yes, there's no snow. So it's a little Grinch
Oh,
head.
that's so cute.
So this is a little head, and this is a little Santa hat. So this is going to be our healthy snack, or mostly healthy, because it's made up of green grape, banana, strawberry, and
A little marshmallow on the top.
a little marshmallow.
And unlike the Grinch, the school district's heart is actually 5 times too big.
Oh, I see. Yeah, nice, nice. Okay, well, so let's get started. So we're going to use little skewers, but you can make smaller ones. You can use a toothpick, but this is probably the most ideal thing. So first you would start with your grape. So we each have our little dishes. So we have green grapes. So you just stick it in the skewer and kind of push it down so that way you have the space for everything else. So we don't have the rest of the stuff prepared, so we're going to show you how to prepare it. So for the Santa hat, you just get a banana, and you're going to cut like a little slice. Don't make it too thin, because actually when we were practicing behind the scenes, the Santa hat kept falling down.
Okay.
So nice and thick. So then you put it like that. So you're kind of starting to build it. So what do you think's next, Adam?
You know, based on the beautiful model that you gave, I would think that it would be the cool little Santa cap, the red Santa cap strawberry. I could see my children actually eating a lot of this as we go. You know, like maybe the hat doesn't make it on, or maybe the marshmallow doesn't make it onto the top.
That's why you have to make sure you have plenty of supplies. So yes, you get your strawberry and you cut your little stem off, and then you just put the little leaf on. Well, I made it a little crooked.
No, yours looks great.
Oh, no, I have a little baby grape. Okay, and then, of course, a little tiny marshmallow. So that's it. You got little Grinch skewers.
Look at
Cheers.
this.
Happy holidays. Well, that
Happy
wasn't that
holidays.
hard.
This is great. No, I think this is a fantastic little guy, and you know, even on the more creative side, you know, you could do like a little puppeteer, you know, Grinch, come and bring in the gifts back. You don't have to do the bad Grinch stuff, but you could bring the gifts back to the city.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But no.
All right, the Grinch.
Yes.
There's our healthy
Well,
one.
and actually, you could probably make all kinds of silly characters out of these. But today we're just going to do the little Grinch. Hello, happy holidays.
Hey guys, happy holidays and excited for a break.
Yes. All right. So the next one is going to probably be a little more complicated. And this one, you know, every time I've seen it pop up on TikTok or even some of the YouTube videos I saw, it looks really, really super easy. But I don't think it's going to be easy. So what do you think?
You know, I like a task that I initially think is just going to be really simple, and then it just becomes almost impossible. So I'm excited for this challenge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we hope that, again, whatever you do at home is better or than what we can come up with. But we'll see. So we're going to try. So the first thing that you need is brownies. So we wanted to give you options. So this is a platter of brownies that I baked myself from an original box that had instructions. So I'm not necessarily a baker at heart, but I'm sure they're delicious. But we also bought a box of prepared brownies. So
Yeah. And this is more my style too. I would buy, this would be me making brownies right here.
if you would pick them up at the store. Okay,
Right
well,
there.
you know, we want to give dads an easy option as well. So, oh, and if you notice when we started, we're using butter knives. So the idea is that yes, you will need a knife, but we want to make sure that it's kid friendly. So everything that we are using a knife for right here is you're able to cut it with a butter knife. So just so you know. So we're gonna make brownie Christmas trees.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, I hope that you do.
It's never too early for brownie Christmas trees. I think.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So you can do this over Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, or you can just do it because you feel like having a pine tree brownie, I suppose you could call it that.
Not a bad little math lesson too, with geometry, shapes, and
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're all about learning here.
That's right.
Yes.
Never stops.
Never stops. So we're supposed to make triangles out of the brownies. So what I remember on TikTok, it looks super easy, so let's try it. So you kind of cut your first row, just like you would. Oh, my brownies came out a little hard.
Okay.
Okay.
Then maybe the butter knife. You can maybe even sharpen the butter knife prior.
perhaps you need an adult knife for this part. Just make sure you put it away before your kids come in. Okay, so I've already destroyed my brownies, but I'm gonna try and see if I can get a nice triangle out of it. So you're supposed to make your little triangles instead of cutting in squares.
Okay.
I knew this was gonna be the most difficult part, is actually making the triangles.
You know, and like going out into the forest to cut down your family Christmas tree, this is kind of similar to that. Like every tree is a little bit unique.
Yeah, good old Florida tradition, you
Yeah.
know, going out to the forest and cutting your pine tree.
Yeah, checking out a
Holiday.
palm tree or something.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I have what I think are triangles. How's it going over there?
No, mine's, I don't know if the Egyptians could have done better getting these geometric shapes. This look great.
Oh, sure, okay. If you say so. Okay, so I got a spatula and a spoon. I don't know which will work better, so we're just gonna try it. Oh, well, this is not working for me so far. I'm gonna try to get the brownie out from the middle, so let's see how it comes out. Oh, that doesn't work very well.
All right,
Kind of.
Yeah, I've got a tree.
Yeah, that's a triangle-ish brownie.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so
Yeah, and I honestly, with the kids, and I know my kids, they would not care too much whether it's a perfect Christmas tree or not, or holiday tree. They would really just like it that it's a brownie, and we're gonna put even really more cool stuff on top of it.
And actually, you're right. Like, since you know, kids love to eat as they go, I'm sure they would actually love it when the triangle does not come out perfect, because they can say, "Oh, I'll just eat this one," and then we'll start over. So that's kind of triangle-ish. You know, all the pine trees, they come in different shapes. I mean, some of them are bigger than others. I mean, the Charlie Brown tree. I mean, we love Charlie Brown, and we love his little Christmas tree.
For this activity, I think all trees are welcome here.
All trees are welcome.
All trees are welcome here.
Well, okay, so here we go. So we have brownie trees. Okay, so trees have to have, they don't have to have, I guess, but they can. Oh, this is the hard piece. That's probably not gonna work very well. So I'm gonna cut the little.
Cut that one off.
So we gotta have a little trunk. So for that, we have little candy canes.
Oh,
So we're being
perfect.
very, what are you doing?
It was just a way to better make that one a triangle, I think.
By eating it.
Mhm.
Okay, how is the store-bought brownie?
It's amazing.
Is it? Okay, see, Dad, see if you guys can get this done. Okay, so while you test the product,
Okay.
I'm gonna show you. So you get your little candy cane. Let's hope it doesn't crack everywhere. Oh, there we go. Cut it. So this is gonna be your little tree trunk. And you just stick it in the brownie so that way when you're having your treat, you can just,
Oh, yeah, I like that.
yeah. So, okay. So I'll do two, just because if I mess up one, I'll have a backup. So that's pretty easy. And you can get candy canes anywhere these days, right? I mean,
Yeah, I think yeah, Barnes and Noble, anywhere I think has those.
at Barnes and Noble.
Well, it's my favorite store. They have a lot of books there, and you know, our kids, we need to read over the holiday. We don't want any sort of literacy loss
So
there.
books and candy canes.
There we go.
What's better than that? Okay, so you get yourself some green icing, frosting. We have two different types because, you know, we want to give you options. And again, we're not experts, so we weren't really sure which one to get.
That's true.
So the one I have is cookie icing. And what is yours?
I have writing gel.
Okay, right. Well, so again, options. But hey, let's see what happens. So this is just to kind of give it some green to your little tree. So, oh, let's see. So I'm supposed to kind of draw little squigglies across. Squiggly, is that an official word? You're talking about learning and literacy?
Yeah, no, I think squiggly was recently adopted by Merriam-Webster. Yeah, for exactly this purpose, for writing with frosting. There was no better way to describe it than squiggly.
Okay, so how are your squigglies coming then? Because I
I was a little bit overconfident, I think, with my triangle, but I'm going to be a little bit honest. I'm worried about the squiggly over here.
Did you even have a triangle?
That hurts.
Okay. So I think the camera gonna have to focus on my triangle right now because I don't know what's happening over there. Okay, so you have your little green tree.
Okay.
I think. I almost feel like saying don't try this at home, but this is kind of the point. We want you to try it at home.
Oh, this is definitely a great activity for kids, and then invite like all their friends and neighborhood over. You know, and then just make sure that they clean up after.
How impressed would your friends be? Right. Okay, so you have your tree, and then the M&Ms come in, because what tree doesn't have ornaments?
That's right.
So you kind of just spread them out. We bought red and green, of course, because we wanted to be festive.
Yeah, this Irma, I feel with these red and green M&Ms, this is kind of the real challenge, because I know myself, I was having a hard time not eating all of the ornaments.
Yeah. I could admit that. Yeah, that was me too. So, so admittedly, this did not come out exactly as we saw on the videos we found, but
yeah,
I think fun was had by all.
No, and I think this is real. I mean, this is real. That's what
This is
is
real.
authentic. You know, like no editing took place here with these Christmas trees. We didn't do any. There's no more takes with this. This is beauty right here.
I mean, I'm sure that there's no doubt from families that there was absolutely no editing done by the end product, but I'm sure they're delicious and fun and a great activity for you to do with your family. So we hope that you'll try this. We'll hope that you'll try the Little Grinches, or whatever you try. We hope that you have a fantastic holiday. So, as you mentioned, we're going to be off for a while, right?
Yeah, so we're off December. In January, we have some learning opportunities via various departments, and we really think that this is a great next level for Parent University. Get you guys connected with those departments, what they're doing, get credit that way. Yeah, we want you to have a little time. We know that it's busy.
So we hope you get to participate in one of those and some of these activities as well. We'll see you back in February, but before we let you go, we have to have our shout out to all our schools.
So we had a large number of schools participate, but we had some ones that were big hitters. We're talking a decent number of participants from each school. Cape Elementary, Gateway High again, North Fort Myers High, my old stomping grounds, go Red Knights, Pine Woods Elementary, Ray V. Potterworth, and Rama C. Page. Those schools had a lot of participants from parents that finished the survey. We want to see all of those schools. Like Irma and I would love just to see that list on the survey of all those schools filled up. That's like our goal, is to try to provide you guys with some learning information and then some fun things that you guys can do.
Yes, so please tell your friends and family at your school and other schools to join us back starting in February. And also, check us out on YouTube, catch up on past programs, and find information on future sessions. One last thing, we got to do our
drawing.
Our drawing. We have our monthly drawing.
And so, Irma, what is the prize that we have for our random selected participant?
Well, as we were shopping, we thought we think a lot of people are doing shopping these days, so we got a $25 gift card to Sam's Club that can be for all these treats if you choose to make them, or for a gift for someone else or for yourself.
I think it's fantastic. Are you ready?
Yes, we're ready. And remember, whoever is selected, we will contact you and let you know how to get your prize.
Well, this one kind of popped out, so it must be the chosen one. We have Erica Kopp from Edgewood Academy.
All right, Edgewood Academy. I think that's the first we've had someone.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Erica. We'll get in touch with you, and we'll get you the gift card, and hopefully you can make and then show us the videos about all of your activities with the food.
That's true, actually. If you do try some of these out, we would love to see your photos or your videos. Great idea. You can send them to our email, parentuniversity@leeschools.net, or post them on Facebook, or send us a message. We would love to see what you're doing, to see if we're actually helping you. I hope that we're helping them have a little fun.
I know we're having fun.
I know, and we're going to get really sugared up after this. Well, thank you so much for just joining us these past few programs for 2021. We look forward to seeing you in 2022. On behalf of Rob, thank you so much, Rob Spicker, for joining us today, and Adam and all our amazing crew that's behind the scenes making all of this happen. We all wish you and your families a wonderful holiday season.
Yeah, happy holidays. We go further together. Thank you for being with us.